Hey folks, Scott from IT Rockstars. Hope you're doing well. In this episode, we're going to be discussing a question that came in some time ago from one of our older members at IT Rockstars. We have an onboarding sequence that we take all of our members through, and we ask them questions within that. And we've got a question back. It's from Neil Kemp of Network and Security. He runs an IT business in the UK, and he's wondering, his question is, how he can be leveraging LinkedIn groups for his IT business. He sees it as a bit of a link dumping ground and would love to work out a way to be able to leverage groups. Now, I'll say this, I'm not an expert when it comes to LinkedIn groups. I actually have very limited experience with them. But I'm going to give two pieces of advice to Neil and yourself today. And the first one is on someone's LinkedIn profile, there's this powerful option. It's down the very bottom of a LinkedIn profile. It's under interests. There's a tab called groups, and it will show you the groups that they are members of. And how I would suggest that you can use this is you can look at your existing clients and your prospects to get an idea of the types of groups they're hanging out in. And that'll give you a really good idea of where you could potentially be focusing some of your LinkedIn group activities. I guess I would take that with a pinch of salt. And I think the reason for that, though, is because I don't actually like LinkedIn groups. I don't have any real experience of it. And I think it's because there's not really a clear divide between your normal LinkedIn timeline and the LinkedIn groups. Whereas on Facebook, there is a very clear divide between your timeline and what's happening in the groups. You know, they've got I just feel as though it's a better experience. But having the access into where your prospects, what groups they're associated with, and your existing customers can serve you well. Because what in theory you could do is you could create your own group based on one of those subject matters. It doesn't have to be a complete, carbon copy. It can be taking the best bits from one of those groups and then how your IT business, your technology business relates to it. So that's how I would be playing this game. I'd be looking to see what groups my prospects are hanging out in. And then I would be coming up with a formula like, okay, how am I going to come up with my own group that I can build? And there's a certain level of marketing required when it comes to promoting your own group. But the cool thing about having your own group is that you're in control of it. You can post out whatever you want into that group. You're not under the admin's control. And we came to this conclusion a couple of years ago here at IT Rockstars. We realized that we're going to have to build our own Facebook group. And we chose Facebook because, as I say, it's a little bit clear divide. So we created what is called the MSP Marketing Lab. It's got, at time of speaking, it's probably got around about 300 members in it. And the selling point of that group is a lab. It's experimental, so it's an over-the-shoulder view of what we're doing here at IT Rockstars and the types of marketing tactics that we're experimenting with and seeing what's working, and more importantly, actually, what's not working, so you don't waste your time. So that's almost like the selling point for the group for our prospects. So the question is, how would you position your group for your prospects? You run a technology business or a cybersecurity business. What type of group would you be creating? Now, I've seen really good examples of other small businesses, and they just basically create a local group for the local area that all other businesses join so that they can promote themselves. And the ones that I've seen locally here, they grow to some size, they grow really big. But you maybe want to be a little bit more strategic and actually target the types of prospects you want to work with. So it's not just a generalist, all businesses, it's maybe accountants that run Xero, or solicitors or lawyers that run a particular piece of software. That's how I would be thinking about this, and then posting out useful content into the group about those types of topics. So hopefully that helps, Neil, and for the rest of everyone else. If you have any other questions related to this, happy to answer. Just leave a comment below, or if you're listening to the podcast, obviously just head over to IT Rockstars. You can get your 1 month trial there, and we can start the conversation from there. Anyway, take it easy. I'm going to go now.